How we doing today, lads? So today I'm going to be reacting to a video again. This is something my friend suggested to me. The popular zombie YouTuber Mr TLexify, I think it was like a couple months ago, a month ago, uploaded a video of him ranking every single zombie's one weapon, and my friend said to me, "You are really going to like this video. You're going to really appreciate the facts and the logic of opinions." And I was like, okay, I'll give it a look. I'll take a look at it. So here we are today. I'm going to take a look at it. I'm not going to do what I've done with previous ones where I'll play the whole video and pause it at important points. I'll show you a clip of importance or significance, and then I'll cut back to me sitting here just by myself, no video anywhere to be seen, explaining how I feel about it. So with that said and done, let's get on to the video. And one more thing before the video starts, just so we can get through things faster, I'm just going to simply recite the introduction to you just so we don't have to show it to you. The most important thing there is really just that the way he's ranking them is in practicality. So the three areas he redeemed as being measurable in practicality was: does it have a monkey bomb effect, does it have good damage, and does it have good ammo? So if something has good ammo, good damage, and a monkey bomb effect, it's obviously going to be higher up in the tier list, at least for this analysis of wonder weapons. So with that in mind, that's how I'll be then viewing the specific sets of wonder weapons and the opinions shared on them, and saying what I agree with and disagree with.
Let's get into the worst spot. You know what it is? It's the jet gun. Yes, the jet gun is statistically one of the best wonder weapons on paper, but in practical sense, it ain't got no distraction effect, it ain't got no good damage. I guess it always has infinite damage, but it ain't got no ammo. What's the ammo? The ammo is you waiting for it to use. Every time I use this thing, it breaks. You have to build it. What is the point of this wonder weapon?
Okay, so the number 28 spot being the jet gun, I think that's fair enough. So he mentioned that it is technically infinite damage, infinite ammo. So statistically, not statistically, on paper, you look at it and you're like, whoa, it's the best wonder weapon. But in practicality, which is what this video is about, it's not that great. It's real different. I mean, there is a way to use it that makes it so it could potentially be a really good wonder weapon, but it's not even intended. It's something like, you have to melee and then shoot it, and then melee as you shoot it and stuff like that. It's not how how it was intended to be used. At least I don't think. It's kind of somewhat of an exploit. So the fact that you have to use an exploit to make the gun good is like, it's a bit questionable. So yeah, in practicality, the jet gun's worse, and I don't think we were really expecting anything else to be seen there. So let's hop on to the next one.
Coming down to our number 27 spot, it's unfortunately the VR11. Okay, the only problem with the VR11 is it's explosive with 3 shots, right? 3 shots, that's the whole thing in the clip. It's trash, man. It's so bad. The only useful is like if you have a co-op, you shoot it at the guy, insta kills, I get that, but come on, VR11, this ain't it.
So in number 27, he's got the VR11, which I think is more specifically on solo, is where it's a bad wonder weapon. On co-op, obviously, you got the insta-kill effect, but on solo, it's not good. But in the context of in the context of the map, the VR11 is actually the only weapon you can use, which kind of brings up the question of, like, does that make it a good weapon, since it's the only thing that can get you through the rounds? And he's not mentioned the scavenger yet, which after a certain point, the VR11 is actually more efficient at killing zombies than the scavenger. So it's like, is it better than the scavenger? Is it worse than the scavenger? In the earlier rounds, it's awful, but it's technically infinite damage. So it's pretty difficult to measure that one. And again, in the context of the map, you have to consider that context of what round are you going for. So I suppose the earlier ones are always going to be a bit hit and miss. Either way, the VR11 would be at the lower end of the list. But it's a case of what round are you analyzing this on? What are you saying it's only going to go take you to round 50, or are you talking about world record kind of runs here? Obviously not 100, since you can't reach that on solo on Call of the Dead, but there is a lot to consider, which makes it difficult to rank. So I think it's fair enough to put that there, but there are oppositions to that I can understand, that are fair arguments. It's not something where everyone will say it's the worst. It is definitely one of the worst, but you could say it's better than something like the scavenger, depending on really just how you play the game, honestly.
Number 26 spot is the BO1 Winter's Howl. Less ammo than the ray gun, and it has a freeze effect, which is not good, and you have to spam, and you have to upgrade it, and you can get it taken away by the man in 5 who runs after you, throw that in the trash. I like the VR11 better, but again, we're not ranking my favorites. We're ranking them statistically. The BO1 Winter's Howl, that ain't getting you past round 11.
So the next spot here, as you've seen, is the Winter's Howl. Fair enough. These spots, these are all fair enough. The Winter's Howl is awful. I think that's something that everyone in the community agrees, particularly the Black Ops 1. Black Ops 4, well, it's better. It's still ass, but it's better. In Black Ops 1, it's awful. But see, the thing is, so that's why I appreciate that this video is ranked on practicality and how good it is statistically, because I love the Winter's Howl, but it is really bad. If I were ranking it on how much fun it is, if I were ranking it on personal preference, the Winter's Howl would probably be quite far up. But when you're doing it objectively and statistically and practicality, then Winter's Howl is obviously the lower end of the list. So I appreciate that that's how he's organising this list. I sure do hope that that is something that continues, and we continue to see objective placements, considering all the facts and information that we have on hand, and not have anything that seems a bit oddly placed. For example, having a weapon that is objectively better than another, but is for some reason lower. You know, I'm glad that we're not going to be seeing that anywhere in this video. So let's continue.
The next one up on our list is the ray gun. The ray gun Mark 1, iconic, but I mean, come on, it's a red little blaster toy. It's a toys gun.
So 25 is the ray gun. Yeah, nothing to say there. I mean, the ray gun's not great, is it? It's supposed, yeah, you can expect it to be that low. It's classic, it's nostalgic. If you were ranking on just personal preference, I'm sure you'd put it higher, but that's not what this is. This is practicality, how good they are objectively, statistically. So, not much to say on that front.
Okay, and coming out into our next spot is the Scavenger. Of course you need PhD. Of course you need good perks to run this weapon. But why does it one hit only up to round 42?
So, here we've got the Scavenger, which again, it wasn't going to get very hard. I love the Scavenger. And I know so many people love the Scavenger, so it's just such a shame they made it such an objectively awful weapon. And again, there's the debate, is it better than the VR11? Is it worse? You'll probably be using the Scavenger for more rounds, but in regards to game time, you'll probably be using the VR11 for longer. So it's a bit of a debate to be had for depending on what round you're going to. If you're just doing an Easter egg low round, the Scavenger's definitely going to be what you want, even though it's mandatory to have PhD. If there is one weapon in Zombies history that is mandatory you have PhD for, it's the Scavenger, although you could probably manage without it if you were actually using it as a sniper, and I suppose that's why it's got the explosive effect, because it's supposed to be used as a sniper, not supposed to be used at close range. But either way, yeah, Scavenger is fun weapon. In regards to just personal preference, I'd rank it quite high. Objectively, get it to the bottom of the list, get it down there, it's awful.
And after the Scavenger, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the BO4 Winter's Howl. Now it's slightly better than the BO1 one. The classified one is slightly better than the one in 5.
So at 23 we've got the Black Ops 4 Winter's Howl. Yeah, Winter's Howl, except slightly better, but still not infinite damage. I think it's a 4-shot on round 35, pack-a-punched. So, you know, it's still not exactly a great one. Though. It becomes a 2-shot on like 18 to 20, I think it is. Pack-a-punch, that is. Somewhere in that range, I think, is when it becomes a 2-shot. Although I'm not 100% sure. I don't often have the Wonder Weapon at that lower round, to be honest. It normally takes me ages to get out of the box, like the 30s or something. But yeah, it's not great. Definitely better than the Black Ops 1 Winter's Howl, which I appreciate they did. But at the same time, I guess I appreciate that they didn't make it an infinite damage Wonder Weapon, because I suppose that would just take away from the fun of the weapon, wouldn't it? So yeah, giving it a buff but not making it good is a good call from Treyarch.
But man, ain't nobody running it, because the BO4 Wonder Weapon is the Helion Salvo, baby, and that's it.
Okay, so he mentions the Helion Salvo here, actually, that's the point I want to make. He mentions the Helion Salvo, which is fair. Well, on normal it's fair enough. But if you're playing normal, you're still going to keep the Winter's Howl. You know, there's no reason not to. Whereas in like Black Ops 3, you can have like a double pack gun or just 2 double pack guns, and there are some maps where you don't need one with it. And in this game, double pack was nerfed severely, so you'd still want to have the Wonder Weapon for safety's purpose. But yeah, the Helion Salvo on normal is definitely a good weapon to have. It's definitely overpowered. So yeah, I can understand what's going on. But on hardcore, I'm assuming this is from the perspective of normal, because if this is from hardcore, the Helion Salvo is useless. The Winter's Howl, even though it's still, you know, like a 4-shot by 35, it takes like an entire clip in like the 40s, 50s, it's like useless. Even though that's still the case in the Black Ops 4 Winter's Howl, you'd still like to have it just for safety. You know, if there's a zombie in front of you, you can shoot it, slow it down, and cut to the side of it. You can do that with Helion, it just stops killing. So either way, I would say you'd always want to have the Winter's Howl on you on that particular map. But the Helion Salvo is also something you'd want to have. But you do need PhD to have the Helion Salvo. So let's hope that's not a point that's brought up with a later weapon which completely contradicts the idea of having the Helion Salvo be regarded as a bear whip. Here's hoping.
And this is the Ray Gun Mark II. You gotta get that headshot multiplier, because that is where this gun shines. Unfortunately, like I said, there's way better substitutes for it in BO3. And in BO2, it's pretty good for some of the maps. It actually helps. But man, oh man, it just ain't it.
So the next one is the Mark II, which is similar to just the Mark I ray gun. It's alright. It's not great. Good for headshots, but you'd be better off with a one weapon that actually does damage, or just a double pack punch gun. There's really no reason to use it in Black Ops 3. In Black Ops 2, it's pretty good. It's something that's good for the early rounds up to like the 50s, and then you can just trade it out for like a war weapon for points if you're doing a trap strategy, or something similar. So yeah, it's not too bad, but it's definitely bad compared to other weapons. So that's fair enough. Fair enough. So far this list has been alright. I've kind of agreed to some extent with most of the entries so far, so this is a good start. This is a good start.
The next one we got going on here is the Blundergat. When I say the Blundergat, there's three variations of this boy. You got the regular one that shoots the bullets, you got the one that shoots the acid, and then you got the one that shoots the fire from Blood of the Dead. So this one's just the one that shoots the bullets, and it will bring you up to round 50.
Okay, so the Blundergat at 21, not the Acid Gat or the Magma Gat, as you mentioned, as you'll have seen in the clip. Those are going to be ranked separately in this particular list. Yeah, Blundergat's pretty powerful. It does you good. Particularly the Sweeper is pretty powerful. It'll do you good to the like 50s or thereabouts. Obviously not something you want to be keeping for a long time. There's no reason to keep it really on any map, because you can always upgrade it to either the Vitriolic Woodring or the Magma Gat, depending on which game you're playing. So there's not much reason to keep it, but it is a pretty good weapon, I suppose. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. But it is bad in comparison to other wonder weapons. It's 21 spot, that's fair enough, that's fair enough.
Okay, the Ray Gun Mark III is up next. Now, unfortunately, with the Ray Gun Mark III, you'll never get a kill with this gun on round 100. After round 50, this gun says, that's it. That's where I draw the line. You definitely need to use it, though, if you're going for high rounds on Garage Trophy for the Valkyries. Only not for the gravity hole, but just for the blaster part where you go, brrrr.
Yeah, so the Ray Gun Mark III is definitely the best variant of the ray guns, I would say. Still not great, though. One shot to 50. One shot to round 50, which is much better than any previous ray gun. And it's got a lot of ammo, so fair enough. It's not infinite damage. It was a pretty disappointing wonder weapon. It's cool. It's cool. Well, it is just an Apophicon 7, basically. But it's a nerfed Apophicon 7 in a sense, but it's still pretty good. It's a cool wonder weapon. But yeah, you can't put it high, because it's fun, but not objectively good. To the 50s, it's good. Useless after like 70. You're not going to get a single kill after the 60s, really. So fair enough. Fair enough. Again, as you mentioned, good for Valkyries. At least the right one is. But besides that, they're pretty weak.
Okay, now coming out into our next spot, this is the Tundra Gun.
Coming in at number 19 spot, we have the Tundra Gun. Where? I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. Here, let's take a listen. Let's take a listen.
Now, the Tundra Gun would have been way down below this list. Okay, it's one of the worst wonder weapons ever. But they upgraded it in TOG. They're toting this on Black Ops 4. Oh my goodness, get this out of here.
Okay, so he's acknowledging the upgrade, which is good. But it begs the question, if he's acknowledging the upgrade, why is it the number 19 spot? Let's find out. Let's find out, guys.
It now does not have infinite damage, but is close to the Thunder Gun's infinite damage.
That's actually really crazy. Like the thing that's really cool about the Tundra Gun is that it's so close to infinite damage, that it does infinite damage. How crazy is that? That's so crazy. It's so close to infinite damage that it does infinite damage. I don't really know what that point was supposed to be honest. I don't. It's the Thunder Gun, but with more ammo and more range. It doesn't have like this cut-off range of the Thunder Gun. It has more range and more ammo. and it is infinite damage. I mean, realistic world record on Tag the Totem, 112 by IMZ. Which one did he use? The Tundra gun, because it's objectively better because it has more ammo. There's no reason to use the Thunder gun, at least in Tag the Totem. The difference in ammo is definitely noticeable. When I was doing my no power hardcore records, I got around like 63 with the Thunder gun without trade out, 72 without trade out on the Tundra gun. If I was lucky, could have gone to 74, possibly 70. No, I don't think I could have gone to 75. 74 though, would have been cool. No, I could have gone 75. Never mind. I think I could have reached 75 if I was lucky. So that's questionable. That's questionable. At best, it is questionable. But see, that's the thing. If it was not including the upgrade, like the buff, get it to the bottom of the list. It was awful before the buff. It was like a 2-shot around like 20, utterly useless. They buffed it. It's now like it's the fact that he's saying, like, you know, he's talking statistically and objectively and practicality. The Tundra gun, in every sense of the word, is better than the Thunder gun. Sure, it gives you explosive damage. It gives you 25 explosive damage. The only way you're going to notice that is on realistic, and even then, it's not like it cuts your health points down. If you take a single hit from the Tundra gun, you're still 1 hit to death. On hardcore, if you take a single hit from the Tundra gun, you're still 3 hits to death. On normal, if you take a single hit from the Tundra gun, you're still 4 hits to death. It doesn't make a difference because it's 25 health you lose. It's not even a full swipe. The scavenger, I've not used in a while, but I don't actually, honestly, I can't even remember how much damage the scavenger does in regards to explosions. But it has a massive radius. It's not like you can shoot it a few feet in front of you and not take damage. It has a massive radius. But yeah, the Tundra gun has massive range, massive damage, massive ammo. I don't understand why it's at 19. I'm gonna keep it real. Maybe, I mean, I cut off halfway through, so maybe there'll be some more information here that makes it a more balanced point, but we'll see.
And as well, you need PhD. It's just basically a scuffed thunder gun that they thought they could get away with by just shooting snowballs. It is better than the Winter's Howl, I can give it that, but so is like every other wonder weapon apart from the VR11 and the jet gun.
A scuffed thunder gun that has more ammo than the thunder gun. Never did I think the day would arrive when a scuffed thunder gun is better than the thunder gun. Okay, he mentioned PhD there. I don't like the way this is going, considering... Okay, no, you know what? Okay, he mentioned that you basically need PhD for the Tundra gun. But when it came to the Winter's Howl, he mentioned that the Helion Salvo is just, you'd want to use it more. So I was thinking, oh, but you need PhD for the Helion Salvo, is what I was going to say. But so long as he doesn't bring it up again, I think it'll be fine, because the Helion Salvo does so much damage to you. More than 25, it'll definitely take a full hit point off. A full zombie swipe off. If you're so much as near, if you're like even just in like the same room as the explosion, you can expect to take a zombie swipe's worth of health, possibly more. With the Tundra gun, there's a very small explosive radius. It does very little damage. You can still save yourself when you're cornered with it because of how little damage it is. And he's complaining about PhD slider being necessary, but then saying you should use the Helion Salvo in place of the Winter's Howl. But the Winter's Howl's not infinite damage. So I guess that's fair enough in that case, so long as it's not brought up again, because the Helion Salvo on normal feels like infinite damage because it never stops one-shotting. So we'll go with that for now. If it's brought up again, I'll be questionable. I'll be questioning it. I'll be questioning it, because that would be a contradiction. That would be a blatant contradiction. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, Wonder Wasp Sniper is coming up next. Now, the coolest part about this is it is one of the few infinite damage wonder weapons that I don't put in the god tier of wonder weapons, solely because of the fact that you need to hit a headshot for it to A, kill zombies after a certain round, and B, make it kill a horde. So that is why I think this headshot thing is just ridiculous.
Okay, so contrary to popular belief, the Wunderwaffe DG Scharfschütze isn't infinite damage. I used to think it was infinite damage, and then I used it on around like 60 on hardcore. I was getting every single headshot. It was not killing a single zombie with a full clip. Granted, that was on Pack Punch because it was on no power. Maybe when it's Packer Punched, it's infinite damage. But honestly, I've not used it enough to know that, because the Tundra gun is just what I always go to. There's not really any reason to use the Wunderwaffe. But I don't find it too hard to hit headshots with, and if on normal we're going to say it's infinite damage, then there shouldn't be a problem with the Tundra Gun being close to infinite damage. So I do think the Wunderwaffe DG Scharfschütze should be low down, because it isn't infinite damage. It's not. It's really, really bad. In the 60s, it's useless past round 60. Completely useless. So I think that is 100% fair enough. But I don't think it's for the right reasons, considering you just said it was infinite damage. So, whatever, we'll go with it.
You got the Thunder Gun on that map. You got way better alternatives. You got the Helion Salvo. Ain't nobody running this.
You got the Helion Salvo. You have got the you've got the Helion Salvo. You have got the Helion Salvo. But don't use the Tundra Gun because you need PhD. Shut up! Okay, it was one entry apart. I honestly thought it was going to come up, but I thought it'd be at least 5 entries down the line. But he's already gone back on that. Because, as I said, you need PhD for the Helion Salvo, whereas the Tundra Gun can be utilized without PhD. That's kind of funny. that is quite funny. I really didn't think it would be within a minute of him saying that. But here we are. The literal next entry on the list. A weapon that is worse than the Tundra Gun, but is higher than the Tundra Gun on this list. And he's brought up the... Okay, well, no, because he mentioned the Thunder Gun as well. Maybe this will be the last mention of it. Maybe it was just something that... Yeah, I don't know, maybe it was just... I don't know, I can't defend it. Anyway, we'll continue. Maybe this will be the last mention, because on this map you have the Thunder Gun as well, and I suppose the Helion Salvo was just kind of to emphasize how little reason there is to use the Wunderwaffe DG Scharfschütze on this map. But I still, why would you put it above the Tundra Gun? It doesn't make sense. It's so contradictory. Okay, I could sit on this for hours, so I'll move on.
Okay, now coming down to our next spot, this is the Paralyzer. Now the Paralyzer, before its patch, was incredible. All I gotta say about this is the Paralyzer up to round 70 is oh man, you can move with it, you can fly with it, you can dive with it. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. But the thing about the Paralyzer is, after round 70, ain't nobody using it.
Oh yeah, for some reason my camera stopped recording, don't know what happened. So yeah, Paralyzer at number 17 is 100% fair enough. The Paralyzer, it's good, infinite ammo, gets you to round 70. Or doesn't get you to round 70, it'll be pretty difficult to use exclusively to round 70, particularly on buried of all maps. But, it's a good weapon, not better than the Tundra Gun. Don't know why it's higher than the Tundra Gun, I'll say that. But, it's good. It's alright, it's middle of the road, and that's why it is middle of the road, roughly, on this list, which is respectable. Let's move on.
Now, coming into these next two weapons, they're both Black Ops 4 weapons, and I know I might get some hate from the Black Ops 4 community for putting them here, but I think I'm going to do it just because of how practical I think it is to get to a high round. The next one is the Alistair's Folly. Come at me! Fight me, Black Ops 4 fanboys!
He said to come at him, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, metaphorically speaking, come at him and explain why he's objectively wrong, in my opinion. In my objective opinion. My opinion is gospel. Joking, but I do think that is a bit of an unfair placement for the Alistair's Folly. Let's have a listen.
It's not that good! You have 3 rotations of it. 2 of them are infinite damage. Yes, but one of them stops killing at round 40. You know, the little shrinking one? Yeah, nobody likes that. Nobody likes that dumb garbage.
One of them stops killing... Well, for starters, there is 4 rotations. You forgot there's 4. 4 rotations of the Alistair's Annihilator. There is the Tornado. There is the Mind Control one, the Shrinking Ray, and the Fireball. The Fireball is infinite damage. The Tornado is infinite damage. The Mind Control one, while it does act a bit weirdly and unfortunately can only really kill 1 horde at a time, maybe like a couple more zombies, because of how slow it kills them, it is infinite damage and can kill them constantly. And the Shrink Ray one, which stops killing on round 40, is actually infinite damage and does not stop... It doesn't stop killing on round 40. Here, take a look at this. Get a load of this. This gameplay you're seeing is round 60, and as you can see, the shrink ray is instantly. It's the best ability on the Annihilator. I don't get why it's supposed to stop killing around 40. This is on hardcore as well. The fact that he mentioned around 40, I'm assuming he's talking about hardcore because the health cap is around 35 in Black Ops 4 normal difficulty. So you wouldn't be able to reach that on normal difficulty to see how the shrink rate supposedly stops killing around 40 unless you're on hardcore. So I went on hardcore, I got to around 60, and the shrink rate ability was still the best ability that the Annihilator had. The Annihilator has loads of ammo, loads of ammo. It's like the Apothecary Servant in the sense that it's a shot that kills any zombie that comes near it, and it lasts for a while. So you can kill more than a horde with it, similar to the Apothecary Servant, except even though it's a charged shot weapon, it still can kill a lot more zombies. Even though it's a charged shot weapon, it still has a lot more ammo than the Apothecary Servant. Unpack punched and pack-a-punched. And because the Alistair's Annihilator and the upgrade before it, in between the Foley and the Annihilator, I can't even remember what it's called, the two shots of that, while they are like the weakest abilities, they are still infinite damage. So that's basically double the ammo. You know, you could, if you're going to use you can use just like you could use the Apothecary Servant until it runs out of ammo, and then you use the upgraded Apothecary Servant until it runs out of ammo. You can do the same with the Annihilator, and that gives you like, let me do some quick maths. So, Alistair's Annihilator starts at 12 in the clip and 96 in reserve. That totals to 108. What is 108 divided by 4? 108 divided by 4 is 27. I think the upgrade before the Annihilator has the same ammo as the Annihilator, it just doesn't have the same abilities. So, 27 shots in the Annihilator, 27 shots in the one before. That is 54 infinite damage, more than 1 second long holding shots. That can kill a lot of zombies. And despite the fact that it's infinite damage, it stops killing around 40, which is quite a shame. Let's be quiet for a couple of seconds. Okay, no, I'm playing. But yeah, that seems a bit iffy, in my opinion.
And that is why when you see people getting to high rounds on this, they use the Helion Salvo. So you know what? Even though it's an infinite damage wonder weapon, it has the potential, it's poo-poo. Because if you shoot the wrong one, you're over.
I never thought I would... How? He's mentioned that he's done it again. The Helion Salvo, he's done it again. So, okay, so... Yes, on normal you use the Helion Salvo because it's basically infinite damage and you can use the silver bullets to keep refreshing ammo. That doesn't change the fact that on normal, no matter what, even if the shrink rate did stop killing on around 40, that wouldn't be a problem on normal because the Annihilator, the round cap is around 35. So if it did cap at 40, that wouldn't be a problem on normal. So why did he feel the need to mention it? It's a fact that doesn't exist. It's not true. But I don't see why he felt the need to mention it. If he's going to say that the Helion Salvo is better. Because on hardcore, if you go for high rounds, the Annihilator is the only thing you can use. You have to do trade-outs with it. You know, you have to use the Annihilator, which is infinite damage. It has loads of shots, so it's fine. But it's so, like, inconsistent. I can't... Because Black Ops 4 is difficult because it's obviously hardcore and normal difficulty. You have to rank the weapons either or. You can't rank them on regards to both. Some of them will be the best wonder weapons ever on normal and the worst ever. The Wonder Waffe for DG Sharpshooter is one of the best wonder weapons ever on normal difficulty. On hardcore, worst. One of the worst. Awful. Awful on hardcore. It's so you have to have consistency when you're ranking them, especially Black Ops 4 weapons. But there isn't any here. And again, Helion Salvo, but you have to use PhD for that. It's mandatory to use PhD. And since that is a point that takes away from the Tundra gun, it should also be a point that takes away from the Helion Salvo, but it's not because who knows. Let's continue.
And coming on to our next step, this is from Voyage of Despair. It's the Kraken.
Okay, I've done this too many times. I'm not gonna come that close to the camera anymore. How are you gonna put the Kraken above the Tundra gun? The Wunderwaffe DG Scharfschütze, the Wunderwaffe sniper, I'm just going to call it that because who trying to speak another language, you know? I'm joking. Alistair's Annihilator, one of the best wonder weapons in the game. The Kraken is let me show you some round 60 gameplay of the Kraken. The Electric Kraken, the best Kraken, and the number 15 spot, which is better than the Tundra Gun and Alistair's Annihilator. Let me show you some gameplay of that. Does this look like the number 15 best wonder weapon of all time to you? That is what I am asking. Get out of here. Just get out of here. That's all I'm asking. I'm just asking you. It's good on normal. It's good on normal. You know what else is good on normal? The Tundra Gun. This is frustrating. It's frustrating because the Kraken, the Electric Kraken's like a 3 or 4 shot. I can't remember. I've not played Voyager for a while. On round 35. On round 60, it takes like 3 clips to kill a single zombie. I don't know. It's quite an interesting ranking. My guy's got 350 health. I just noticed. Okay, PhD really isn't a problem for him then. Don't know why he's complaining about it. I'm playing.
Now the best Kraken upgrade is the Lightning Kraken. It's the guys Roar. I don't know the guy's name, but I know it starts with the I. It's Emila's Roar. But the problem is after round 70, for even the Kraken, it is not that good.
But he's done it. He's gone and done it. He said that it's not that good after round 70. It's not that good after round 50. It is not that good after round 50. Or 40. 35 even. It's alright after 30. But it's better than the Tundra Gun.
It can definitely bring you to round 100 on Voyager Despair. But what else are you going to be running? That Helion Salvo.
Okay, so I acted a bit too hastily there. I thought he was talking about hardcore. He wasn't talking about hardcore. He was still talking about normal and saying that it's not going to get you to round... that it's going to be difficult to use after round 70 on normal. Okay, if that's the case, then elaborate on how round 300 has been reached with almost exclusively the Electric and Ice Kraken. I will wait. I will wait for an explanation. I'm not actually waiting for an explanation. I just paused the frame there for a few seconds just to give the illusion of me providing you time for an explanation for comedic effect. I waited no time at all. There is no explanation. The Kraken is awful. On normal though, because they're round cap, it's okay. You will not be using the Helion Salvo. And you need PhD for it. Who want to use PhD? I'm telling you now, you will be using the Kraken for high rounds. This is nonsensical. It's utterly nonsensical. It's heinous. It's a fallacy. It's a fallacy. Let's continue.
Can you believe a ballistic knife is better than the wonder weapon on Voyager Despair?
It else is better than the wonder weapon on Voyager Despair. Alistair's Annihilator, the Tundra Gun. I'm not going to get over this. I'm not going to get over this. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm just not. This is going to haunt me in my dreams.
Wonder Waff is the next spot.
Starting off the God tier wonder weapons, we've got the Wonder Waff, a weapon that can kill 180 zombies, compared to the Tundra Gun's like, what's 40 times 24, give me a second, maths time. Okay, so I made a mistake there, it's 40 shots with Bandolier, normally it only has 32 shots, which kills, drumroll please, 768 zombies, compared to the 180 zombies that the Wonder Waff kills. But the Wonder Waff's in God tier. I don't know. I don't know. Wonder Waff's cool and all. Fun to use. Not that great a wonder weapon realistically. It should probably be lower down the list, I would say. But that's just my opinion. My opinion. But if we are going to be basing this off of practicality, it really should not be this high up. So it's got you know what, we'll continue. It's fine, we'll continue. I'm not frustrated. I'm genuinely not frustrated. I don't know why you're asking me that.
Now the problem with the Wonder Waff is, yes, it's an infinite damage weapon. Yes, it's got a lot of ammo. But does it kill a lot of zombies? No, it do not.
Got a lot of ammo my ass, man. Okay. I did just realize I made a mistake when I was ranking that earlier. It's 18 shots unpack-a-punch. I didn't consider the pack-punch one. The pack-punch one is, I think, 36. So I did make a mistake there. I said it only kills 180 zombies. That's unpack-a-punch. I didn't consider it pack-a-punch. Yeah, I considered the Tundra Gun pack-a-punch. So we'll give it a fair fight. Pack-a-punch that kills 360 zombies. 360. It's got a lot of ammo, but, I mean, the AK-74U has a lot of ammo. It's quite illogical. It's quite illogical. But we'll continue onwards.
And coming into our next spot is another BO4 wonder weapon. It's the Scorpion from 9. Now, the Scorpion, I believe, does infinite damage, but it slows down. It just takes way too long to kill the zombies.
Okay, so the Death of Orion / Circuit's case is fair enough. It is infinite damage. I'm glad he knew that, considering some of the odd statements he's come out with prior. So it is infinite damage. It does work very weirdly. Sometimes it does no damage at all. It's got a reasonable amount of ammo, but realistically, it's alright. It's alright. Infinite damage for sure, but again, it kills them slowly. If you're in a specific spot, you know, if you're kind of sitting with all the zombies coming towards you, then they can't reach you while you've got the circuit kissed shot activated, because they'll all get blocked off and attached and chained up to the initial zombie you shoot. So it's quite good for stalling the zombies, but I can understand why it's in this spot. That's fair enough.
Coming down to our next spot, I cannot believe I'm saying this. It's the KT-4 from Zetsumo. It's got infinite damage. It's got pretty good ammo. The only problem is, it takes a little bit too much time to kill them. You know, the ammo's okay, but it could be better. It could be better, but also, hey man, it's got alchemical antithesis.
Okay, so the KT-4, honestly, I'm not using it that much. Infinite damage, reasonable ammo. It's a charged gun, sure, it's fair enough. It's not bad. Although I would say the Tundra Gun is better. I'm not gonna let it go. I can't possibly let that go. I'm one of those people. I am upset. I'm not upset. I'm fine. What are you on about? I'm okay. Yeah, KT-4 is alright. Again, not used it too much, so I don't know too much about it. But yeah, it's a pretty fair shout, I would say. Let's move on.
Okay, coming into our next spot, we got the Ray Gun Mark II 4 variations from Alpha Omega. The best one is the Ray Gun Mark II Y, the explosive one.
Listen, I love the Ray Gun Mark II variants from Alpha Omega. I really do love them. They are so much fun. The charge shot one is fun, whether you charge it or just shoot it as an individual shot. The electric one with the infinite ammo but cooldown effect, that's fun to use. I honestly not use the other two, but they do look fun to use. They're all fun to use. But let me tell you, they're complete trash, bro. They are trash. Yes, the burst one is the best, I would say. But do you know what's better than the burst one? Do you know what's better than the charge one? The Tundra Gun, the Alistair's Annihilator. Okay. It's not infinite damage. This ray gun is not infinite. None of these ray guns are infinite damage. So, but the burst one is the only one that'll still kill in one shot, even without a charge. I keep calling it burst. I don't know why. Even without charging it, it'll still kill in one shot on round 35, and thus it feels like infinite damage on normal. I can't tell. Again, you can't. It's really inconsistent. You need to be cross-comparing them. You can't cross-compare between hardcore and normal. Some of the best wonder weapons on normal, as I said, are complete garbage on hardcore. But it feels like that's what he's doing. It feels like he's going between the two for different ones. And it just doesn't make much sense. I love the Ray Gun Mark IIs, but they're awful. Objectively, they're objectively awful. The charge one's good. Till about round, was it the 40s, I think, when at least the single shots stop killing instantly. I honestly, I've not played much hardcore Alpha Omega, but I know it's not infinite damage, and that is something that drags it down. You know, none of the ray guns are going to get you a kill in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and thus, it can't possibly be at the number 11 spot, and yet here we are. It is above the Tundra Gun. It is above Alistair's Annihilator. It is above the Wonderwall, the original Wonderwall, which is infinite damage. I doubt it. I doubt it.
It's really cool. It's got a ton of ammo, but the only problem with the ray gun Mark IIs is two of them are just straight trash.
Objectively speaking, they're all straight trash, but we'll go with it.
Okay, now coming into our next spot, we got the gauntlets. Now, technically, the gauntlets are the best 4-set wonder weapon ever made. They ain't got no ammo. I did try to get to round 100 on Ancient Evil. I died multiple times just getting past round 90 because there's so many zombies and you gotta use so many max ammo elixirs, there just ain't no way. But technically, on a damage standpoint, you can rank them higher.
So, I don't really know why, but he didn't actually specify which gauntlet was his favorite. I'm assuming it's the Charon gauntlet because that was it's so good. The Charon gauntlet is so good, you know? It's infinite damage, and it acts like a monkey bomb, and it holds in place for a really long time, you know? Especially when you get it to, Exalted? Is that the fully upgraded one? I can't remember what the name of the fully upgraded one is, but you get it fully upgraded. That is a good ass wonder weapon. I think, yeah, you get 40 shots in it, so 40 divided by 3 is about 13. So it's about 13 shots for... It's about 13 shots you can use. So it's similar to the Apothicon Servant, I guess, in that sense. But I suppose it does have 2 less shots than the fully upgraded Apothicon Servant, so that's fair enough.
Up next, we got the Storm Bow, being the best from the bows in Der Eisendrache. It's got the distraction effect. It takes the zombies away. You got the DG4s. Man, Der Eisendrache is just way too easy. But unfortunately, it does cap. The gauntlets do not cap, but I set up to around 100.
Yeah, the Stormbow's good. Stormbow's good. The Stormbow's good.
And coming down to our next set, we got the staff set from Origins. Which staff is the best? It's the ice staff.
Yeah, staff's good. Yeah, staff's good. Yeah, staff's pretty good.
They are the Vitriolic Withering and the Magma Gat, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why is because the distraction effects on those two maps are so good. The Magma Gat, in my opinion, slightly beats the Vitriolic Withering because it not only does the damage for zombies up to a pretty high round, but it will always kill Brutus. It's got a very high ammo count as well. And the Vitriolic Withering, same thing, just doesn't work as well with the Brutus.
So we got the Vitriolic Withering and the Magma Gat. The Vitriolic Withering does have a monkey bomb effect, which is pretty cool. How much damage does it do? Absolutely 0. Questionable. The Charon Gauntlet has a monkey bomb effect, and it's infinite damage, and it holds for a while, and it doesn't do any damage to you whatsoever. But okay, the Vitriolic Withering does have a lot of ammo. It has plenty of opportunity to save you. It's not going to kill anything, but it's plenty of opportunity to save you. The Magma Gat's infinite damage, I'm pretty sure, so that's fair enough. Not much to say on the Magma Gat, because again, it's good. The Magma Gat does, I think, deserve to be in a place for that. The Vitriolic Withering is a bit iffy. It does have a lot of ammo. It can save you a lot, so I suppose we can, I'll let that slide. I think that's fair enough.
But now, coming in to the 5 best wonder weapons. I hate to put it this low, but I love the way it looks. It's the Wave Gun. The Wave Gun gets the number 5 spot. The Zap Guns, the dual wield, they just suck. The Wave Gun is good because of its combined version. It's so strong. It's got so much ammo. The only problem is it's got infinite damage too. It just doesn't make drops.
So I've done a bit of research. I kind of knew this was the case before, but I've done a bit of research. Let me read off some statistics to you. Yes, the Zap Gun is a bit dead that it only kills 1 zombie at a time, but it still kills zombies. Let me tell you exactly how many zombies it can kill. Pack-a-Punch. 124. That's 124 kills. On top of 28 shots from the normal Pack-a-Punch. So, the Wave Gun is basically a Thunder Gun that gets you an extra 124 kills. But it doesn't get you drops in Black Ops 3, so that's fair enough. And considering that aspect, I think, yes, you could use Alchemical, 100%, but he's not brought that up in any, well, he brought it up in the KT4. But so long as he doesn't bring it up as anything higher than the Wave Gun, then I think it's a fair point, so long as it's not brought up in anything higher. I'm sure he won't mention Alchemical to make it an unbalanced point, I'm sure he won't. I am positive he will not.
And the reason why our number 4 spot is the Thunder Gun now is because it's the exact same thing. The Thunder Gun's got about the same ammo, It's got a, you know, it can do the same thing about the wave gun. It basically just shoots them all back, but it makes drops on Black Ops 3.
So, here we are. At the number 4 spot, we have the infinite damage, 28 shot weapon, the Thunder Gun, or the Zeus Cannon, Pack-a-Punch. The weapon that is a Tundra Gun with less shots. Yet, it is 15 spots higher. It doesn't give you drops in Black Ops 1, it gives you drops in Black Ops 3, that's a fair point. The Wave Gun doesn't give you drops in Black Ops 3, so in Black Ops 1, the better weapon would be the Wave Gun because you get the bonus 124 kills. Arguably, the Wave Gun is better in Black Ops 3 as well, if you just consider raw statistics, how many kills you're going to get with it, not including the drops or anything. It is quite unfortunate that it doesn't give you drops. And again, you know, you've got your alchemical stuff. We won't be mentioning that because he's not mentioned it for, you know, the Thunder Gun. You can't see it right now. You probably can't see it right now, but I'm winking at you because I've already watched this video, and you know, we're in for a surprise. You're in for a surprise. Well, you're not in for a surprise because it's been inconsistent so far. You're expecting inconsistency at this point, I'm sure. Let's continue.
Number 3, we're going into our top 3. Our number 3 spot has got to be the Sliquifier. But the Sliquifier caps out around 100, and I would say to you, you are goddamn correct. But did you know that the Sliquifier can end a whole round with 1 bullet? Yes, after round 100, it literally belongs in the garbage. But listen, I do not know many people that will go to round 100, and that is why it deserves this number 3 spot.
Yeah, Sliquifier number 3 is fair enough. It's not infinite damage. It is not infinite damage, but rather it caps out around 100. But up until round 100, if you're in the right spot, if you're lucky, if you do the right thing, you can end an entire round with 1 shot. You can do that. If you're, you know, very careful about your shots, you can do that. So that is definitely a very good feature of the Sliquifier. So I think, even though it's not infinite damage, I suppose it's fair enough to put here. But I suppose that when there are cases where when you speak objectively, there is more than one particular answer. So objectively, the Sliquifier could be the number 3 spot, but objectively, it could be the number 15 spot. It's really a, you know, a toss in the air. So that's fair enough, I would say.
Coming out into our number 2 spot, I don't know what to tell you. It's the 3179 JGB 21514497763.141492765. It's got no damage. It technically does no damage, but it makes all the zombies insta-kill.
Not much to say here. The baby gun is a very good wonder weapon. I'm going to call the baby gun because who really want to call it the 31 JGB 79 whatever. I don't even know the full name. I'm not one of those people. It's a really good wonder weapon, objectively speaking. I think it's 48 shots Pack-a-Punched, which is 48 hordes, which is a lot of hordes. So, and it can kill on any round, or you can use it to kill on any round, because technically it's 0 damage, but it also reduces the zombie's health to basically 1, less than 1, because you can just walk into them and they die. That's probably not something you can do with 1 health. So, it's really good. I think it's fair enough to put it number 2. And by process of elimination, you know what's at number 1. I'm curious to see what arguments are made here, because who am I kidding? I know what arguments are made. I've already told you that I've watched this video before. Let's just skip onto it right now.
I'm coming down into a number 1 spot. It's the Apothecary Servant, baby. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Revelations is the easiest map because the Apothecary Servant exists. It's got infinite damage. It's got little ammo, but that is solved with the Gobblegums. It's got the Monkey Bomb effect, and all you need to do on Revelations, if you got a Margwa Panzer, you switch to the Thunder Gun.
I really think that when you're ranking wonder weapons, it's unfair to use Gobblegums, because that's not the wonder weapon. That's just a completely separate mechanic, making it good. The Apothecary Servant is infinite damage. It has a Monkey Bomb has a Monkey Bomb effect. It has 15 shots Pack-Punched, I think. That's not that much. There's definitely wonder weapons that are going to get you more kills than the Apothecary Servant, without alchemical antithesis, that is. And not getting drops for the wave gun isn't too much of a problem because you've got alchemical antithesis, which makes up for all the drops you really need. most of the time, generally speaking. That is my answer to this video. A massive question mark, really. Yeah, the Apophicon 7 is really good. Is it the best wonder weapon ever? It's up in the air. Is it the best wonder weapon ever based on this criteria? It's up in the air. When you think about it, the Apophicon, so if we're talking Apophicon 7, non-upgraded and upgraded combined, you get the 15 shots from the upgraded version, where the black holes last significantly longer. That's one thing you can say. So it is possible that if you're, say, camping on Revelations, you're going to get a lot of kills with a single shot. So I think it's a 9 reserve when you get an unpack punch. So I think it's total of 10 shots, unpack punch, 15 pack punch. That totals to 25 shots. Alistair's Annihilator, fully upgraded, has 27 shots. Unupgraded but still infinite damage version has another 27, I think. That's 54 shots of infinite damage compared to 25 shots of infinite damage. Alistair's Annihilator doesn't have the monkey bomb effect, so I can understand why you put the Apophicon 7 higher, but this entire ranking video just feels off. It's really inconsistent with the complaints about the weapons. It's really contradictory with some of the complaints about the weapons, and a lot of it just doesn't make any sense. A lot of it doesn't make any sense. The Tundra Gun at 19, Alistair's Annihilator at 15, not even 15, 16 I think it was, the Kraken at 15, the Wunderwolf at 14, I don't know what to say. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of points in here that I think, there's a lot of good points in here, there's a lot of parts that make sense, but there's a lot of parts that make no sense at all. So, that is all I have to say in regards to this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me say, no shade being thrown at Mr TLexify here. This is just me taking a look at it and saying, here's what I think. I'm not sitting here saying I'm not saying he's the scum of the earth, because he's not. This is just, there's nothing wrong with this video. There's nothing wrong with it. I just disagree, effectively. I'm not throwing shade at him, so you do not throw shade at him either. You do not go into his videos and say, you are wrong, and then start throwing, start hurling abuse at him because I disagreed, and then you may also disagree after hearing this. You don't go hurl abuse at him. I know I don't have many viewers, and so I know not many people are going to be watching this who will have the mindset of going and harassing him, but do not go and harass him if you are watching this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you probably in the next video, I would imagine. I don't know, I'm not really sure. I might not be uploading the next video. I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes. I'm joking, I'll see you in the next video, lads.